We're traveling back to 1917 to a quiet little village called Cottingley in West Yorkshire, England. It's the kind of place that smells like rain and sounds like friendly neighbors and an ever-tinkling stream. And nothing extraordinary ever happens beyond the beautiful nature. That was the case, at least, until two girls came upon something impossible near their village's magical brook. And it changed everything. I'm Cora Poe, and this is SlumberMyth, a place for insomnia fuel. Mischievous little creatures, the Cottingley fairies. The reality-bending discovery was made by Elsie Wright, 16, and her 9-year-old cousin, Frances Griffiths. They were two bored, normal kids who spent their days playing in the babbling brook behind one of their houses. But one day, they came back from the brook with something that went on to make them famous abnormal novelties as the world quickly learned their names. So here's what happened. They returned from the brook that one day with photographs that showed them surrounded by tiny winged creatures dancing in the air. Real fairies. The pictures were strange, sharp, clear. The fairies weren't shadowy ghosts or floating blurs like the spiritualist photos that people were used to seeing by this time. No, these fairies looked solid. Delicate and dainty, sure, but physical. You could see their hair, their little dresses, even the folds in their wings. It looked inconceivable, but also it looked like proof. But here's where things get weird. When these photos made their way to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, yes, that Conan Doyle, the one and only author of Sherlock Holmes, he was convinced they were real. A lot of people actually don't know that Doyle was a passionate believer in spiritualism and the unseen world. And he truly, purely thought that this was hard evidence that nature spirits still exist, or actually exist. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle ensured that these photos were published in the Strand magazine, claiming science had just met magic. My kind of guy. And frankly, timing couldn't have been more perfect. The girls had taken the picture before the end of World War I. By the time these photos were sensationalized, it was the end of the First World War. People were grieving, broken, desperate for wonder and whimsy. They wanted to believe the world still held something beautiful, that there was anything magical left in it. So, the Cottingley fairies quickly became the manifestation of the mass hysterical hope that permeated much of the Western world. Naturally, not everyone bought it. Skeptics pointed out the fairies looked suspiciously like illustrations from children's books. The hairstyles, the clothing, all very Edwardian. And for all their delicate fluttering that these photographs insinuated, there was no motion blur, which is particularly odd considering the long exposure cameras of the time. Kodak even agreed to examine the negatives, but they found no signs of tampering, but there was no evidence of real fairies either. And yet, belief had power. The world didn't want proof. It wanted possibility. So the fairies lived on in newspapers and magazines and dreams. Decades later, over 60 years after those first photographs, Elsie and Frances finally told the truth. Brace yourself. The fairies weren't real. They had meticulously drawn them, cut them out of paper, and they had been copied from illustrations in Princess Mary's gift book. They had held them in place on branches and trees and twigs with hat pins. Just two kids playing a prank that spiraled. They had accidentally created a successful hoax that delighted countless people during a time which held that quiet darkness that settles over the public after a feat of great violence. World War I. But here's the part that gets me. like, really gets me. Even after confessing, Frances insisted that the fifth and final photograph, which I'll pull up for you in a moment, the very last one, was real. She swore that one of them was not faked. Just one. So maybe it all is a hoax. Maybe it was just paper and imagination. Childhood by the babbling brook. But I'd argue that's kind of magic too. Two girls with paper, hat pins, and a camera made innumerable people believe in something wonderful and impossible. That's magical as fuck, you guys. Like, just the purity, sweetness level of that is as magical as it fucking gets. And frankly, that's the real story of the Cottingley fairies. Not proof that fairies exist, but proof that humans want them to. That we crave wonder so much. We will manifest it ourselves if we have to. And I had a feeling it would be something my sleepwalkers would get as well. Am I right? So if you ever feel a quick breeze that's ever so gentle on your skin, if you see something flutter just out of sight, try not to blink, because you'd hate to miss your own only chance to see a real one, a real fairy. Do any of you guys remember Spiderwick? In researching for this video, I found myself recounting the beautiful, strangely realistic illustrations betwixt those pages. So, you know, just captivating. So tell me, do you think fae beings could be real? The unseen world, Pan's Labyrinth, the land on the other side of the wardrobe, the unknown on the other side of the garden wall, Feywild, a portal pond, to jump in and resurface in another place. And that is going to include things like Spiderwick, the unseen world. Would you like that? Let us know in the comments. I'm considering doing more videos on subjects similar to this one. And remember, I read and respond to every comment personally. So if you would like a deep dive on any topic that keeps you up at night, I would be thrilled to make it for you and share it with everyone. As always, thank you so much for watching, and happy nightmares.